Hey folks, yeah, I'm on. Just thought I'd see if anybody's going to join up here. Been busy here this last Friday and Saturday, so just trying to stay up with everybody, see what's going on. Alright, well, hey, we're getting one. Starting to get a few folks on. Trying to get the video coordinated here a little bit. It is what it is, right? Always trying to adjust everything to get things going. Let's see, we got Kevin and Steven. How y'all doing? Up and about, I see. Oh, Steven, all I can tell you is, wow, buddy. And let's just put it this way, Steven. You made the last video I made today. I was talking about you. Not sure if I'm going to leave it in or edit it out, but I was cussing you out. How's that? I wasn't cussing, but yeah. Definitely was blaming you for all my woes. Superstar. There's only 2 of you watching me right now. Although I do appreciate you jumping in. That's much appreciated. I do like that. But let's see. Oh boy. Try to see if I can gather up any momentum here. What's going on? Only 2 with no life. Oh, holy cow. I don't know what to tell you guys. It wasn't cussing. I was definitely blaming you, Steven, because I had nobody else to blame. I wasn't going to blame myself, even though it was mostly my fault, but I decided to just blame you while I was doing it. You know, my cheapo tools were breaking. I was busting nuts and bolts right and left, and fasteners are falling and going away. It just wasn't a deal. In my video, I decided to try something new and different, and all I ended up doing was filming my fat pumpkin. So you guys look at the bald spot in the back of my head. So that's the last time I'm going to do that type of angle, but hey, you try, you learn. What can you say? But let's see, you got 4 of you on. Y'all can wave and say hi, but I just wanted to take and get a few of you on and start going over a few things, hoping that there'd be somebody else on. I know it's a Saturday night. Who wants to listen to me? But oh, all sorts of things going on here. I tell you what, I just didn't have the gumption to do a few things, and then once I got started, I couldn't stop. So I went in to finally, due to some much pushing by several people, I decided to change out that valve cover and did that, and the video will be coming out on it. But I did ultimately decide to change it to prove theory or fact. Okay, Ford says that this new improved valve cover will reduce the amount of oil consumption going into the intake. So I had about 800 so miles on this oil change, so why not do it? So went ahead and did that, and I pulled that valve cover off, and like 700 or 800 of you now viewed that live video of me pulling that valve cover off and checking out the engine and the condition it was in after 242,000 miles. All I can tell you, folks, is that is why I've been using the quote-unquote market term synthetic oils. They got the high detergents in them. They keep the engine clean, and that is the battle you want to win. So I did it and pulled it off, and by golly, that thing was pristine. I even shocked myself how clean it was. I just couldn't believe it. I figured there'd be something, some coating or varnishing on it, but not bare metal. Okay, so yeah, that just proves a point. Yeah, the way the sun was beating on it, Kevin, I could have cooked some pancakes on that bald spot right back here. But, yeah. So, anyway, I did change the valve cover. And got the new one put on. And I will have a video on the old valve cover. I dissected it. And here's another thing. Before I digress, we have our meetup in September. So go to the event, like it, and say you're going to come, because come August time frame, late August, I will have to call the restaurant up or message them and let them know how many people are going to be there. Okay, just to make sure we got plenty of room for all of us, and they set it off to the side. I am bringing a lot of the parts that I have taken off of the Edge, replaced. The old broken ones you'll be able to see. A little bit of a show and tell on that. And I'm trying to develop something that we can do. We can take and check each other's edges out. We can put scan tools on them if they're available. All I got is my OBD2. If you don't have one, I'll make sure I have mine with me. I'll have both edges more than likely with me. My family will show up, so if you guys want to not meet me and see Mercy Girl and CB and Mom OSHA and Latina Girl and Nana OSHA, you all can meet with them too. But we'll be bringing both the Ford Edges with us. So you guys can see Lou. I might even take Lou out and get her spick and spanned up for y'all. Even clean the engine compartment, who knows. But I will definitely get her washed up a bit for y'all, so you can say, well, I saw Lou and there's a pile of dirt. But zip ties and wire ties and everything else I got hanging off of her now. I broke a few things. So, yeah, this last repair video didn't go well. I was in too much of a hurry. It's my fault, but I tried to get things done. Let's see. You can scan my tool, please. You guys are getting bad. Oh, boy. Anyway, who else? Oh, my gosh. You guys are terrible. I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, got the valve cover done, and then I decided, what the heck? Why not do the motor mount on the engine? So I did the engine mount, replaced it. You know, I think I ran my GoPro start to finish about an hour and 17 minutes. I wasn't really dilly-dallying around, but I was wasting time. I was looking for stuff. I was totally disorganized. I wasn't ready for this. I tried different camera angles. It was a failure as far as all that goes. I'll edit it, try to make it look good, but y'all are going to be looking at my fat head for a while. So I'll never do that again. It just didn't work. I was trying to get the best angle, but unfortunately you have to be in the picture to get that angle, and it just didn't work. You know, when you're bending over trying to get at the part, you know, it makes it tough. So, you know, side angle would have been a better choice. I just didn't have the right type of equipment to position the camera right. I needed something that had an arm that could swing, and I just didn't have it. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I tried. I just have to do something different next time, take a different approach. But, hey, I got it. You know, for what it's worth, you guys can try to glean a little information out of it. I think there's enough usable footage to let you all know exactly how it works and what you do, and, you know, we can just go from there. Neither here nor there. Wasn't one of my best moments, let's put it that way. And then I got to go to Ford, buy a few fasteners so I can put my water coolant bottle back on the wheel well. Holy cow. Both clips fell down the fender. Both of them. I went to grab it, and it went bing right down. And the other one, as soon as I took the bolt out, it went down. You know, so I got to see what I can do, right? I got coat hangers hanging off of that thing now, trying to keep it up. So, you know, it is what it is. So if you want me to include that stuff in there, that is true shade tree, buddy. We're gobbling stuff up trying to make it work and do it. I broke that bolt off, and I'm not the only one, and I got careless with my impact tool, and I should have stopped, but I didn't. I kept going. Yeah, go figures. I didn't think that Master Pro impact had that much torque to it, but it just torqued it right off. I tightened it right off of there, but it was on a bolt that, you know, quite frankly, I don't even know what the purpose of it is. It didn't look like it was holding anything, so we'll just go from there. Yes, I do, Ariel. I'm reading what you wrote now. I need a Samsung Galaxy Note 8. I got a Moto Z2. What more do you want? It's brand new. I just got it. What's wrong with my phone anyway? You guys don't like my phone? Holy cow. I didn't even pay for the phone. It was free. Parts store has the body clips. No need to go to Ford. Okay, I'll have to check the parts store out. Because these are these like clips that slide up. And then they're like a, I don't know, like a paper clip thing. You know what I'm talking about? It's a little clip. It's got a bolt hole that goes through it. And then it goes up in there. And then you put the bolt through and it holds it in place. That's what it is. And it fell. Bing. Let's see, a U-clip. I guess you could call it a U-clip. The bolt goes through it, and then it slides up under a bigger hole. There's another hole at top, and then you go up in there and you can bolt it in, and then it won't fall down. But that's what I lost. I don't know. I don't know where to buy them. Just go to Harbor Freight. I bought those extensions. Holy cow. That's when I was mentioning you, Steven. That and amongst other things. Yeah. I broke the Harbor Freight Pittsburgh extensions I had. They had these collars on them. You can pull back and then the ball goes in and you put the socket on, it locks it in. Well, I decided in my infinite wisdom I didn't have any impact extensions and I needed to use the impact, so I used those and it just busted them to pieces. The collars broke apart, parts are flying out of them and everything else. I guess they weren't made for that. So, what can I say? I did the best I could with the tools that I had. You know, I'm not even sure they got impact extensions. They probably got them at the garage where I go. It's just I was doing it in my driveway. I figured that was an easy enough thing. Throw the jack under it with a 2x4, boom, 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 and off you go. You just rack that thing out of there. But best of plans of mice and men, right? A blind nut, a U-nut, a blind nut. Either way, if you guys could tell me where to get one, I'll go get one. I'm not going to look tomorrow. I'll look next week. In the meantime, Lou will be held together with zip ties and clothes hanger wires. That's what she's rolling with. Charity. How you doing, Charity? Glad to see you there. Charity, only got 2 words for you. Racing stripes. How you doing, Brennan? Glad to see you up here. John, glad you're there. I see we got a bunch of y'all popping up here and enjoying the stuff. You know, what am I going to be doing? Holy cow. Let's see. My next endeavors, I guess, will be the transmission mount. Yes. And that doesn't sound like it might be any fun because I have to undo the dog bone, which is the torque mount, And thankfully, I got a torque mount and a transmission mount. So I will be doing that at the garage because I'm going to need a lift because I got to remove the exhaust. And two, I looked at the exhaust fasteners. Yeah, the nuts or those brown corroded bumps on the end of a corroded stud. I can tell you right now, those aren't being reused. I may have to cut them off, and I'm going to have to make sure I have bolts handy. I'm sure the garage has bolts and everything, but I will probably look for gaskets to make sure I have gaskets for the exhaust, or I may buy the gasket maker stuff and just put that on there, the high temp gasket maker, and just slide that on there. But I will replace the dog bone because I'm sure that one needs to be replaced. 242,000 miles or so. So both of them are going to get replaced, the mounts, and then I'll be done with that. Next thing would be, of course, what is it? I don't know, belts, tensioner, you know, standard stuff. Stuff that needs to have attention, be replaced to make sure that, I don't know, gosh, make sure you got longevity stuff running. Let's see, who else we got here? I'm trying to see who's all on. And Charity, she knew I was going to do that. Billy Young, how you doing, Billy? This is Billy. Yeah. Let's see. Richard, how you doing? Yeah, 5-gallon buckets. Not a good idea, I don't think. I've never tried it. I've heard about it. I've never tried it. We're not going to go there. I got jack stands. Yeah, John Martin. Yeah, I'm gonna need an acetylene torch. Well, they do have the inductive things too, so we could just do it without burning stuff up and get those off of there. So we can just put the loop around it and hold it there, and it'll heat it up red hot, and then I should be able to impact it off. I'm hoping, if that's the case, and then get it right off, buzz it off, and then I'll just beat the studs out, and we'll just put in new bolts. We'll go grade 8, call it a day. I can see who's watching. Steven, Aston, I can see you. No, you gotta let everybody else say something once in a while. But no, that's going to be the toughest one. I know it for sure, so I'll do that. And I need to start paying attention to other stuff, front struts. Lou's just getting through her cycle right now. You know, that's all it is. It's just a cycle. I might do LCAs on it also, because those LCAs have got a lot of miles on them too. And you know, to be honest, I'm going to buy another Moog to fit the other side because I already got one. So I'll buy that. But folks, I'm going to guarantee you by 60,000 miles, I bet you anything, I'm replacing those Moogs. I didn't get more than 60,000 miles out of the Moogs last time, and then the ball joints went. So we'll see. I may have to go back to the Motorcraft LCAs to see if those things are any better. But I'll give the Moogs another shot. Maybe it was a one-off with the 2008, going through that, just to suspension and everything else. So we'll see. But they're basically the same ones. Yes, Richard, I have had the opportunity to do the inducted heaters, and they work great, as long as you can get in there and get around it. So with the exhaust, should be able to get right around that and heat that thing up red hot, and then you don't have flames, so you don't have to worry about burning your car up. Although I'd leave it there at the garage, maybe they'll burn it up. Then I don't have to get a new edge on. But I wouldn't want that to happen. Lou, we want to see how far that motor is going to go, all right? That's something else. A lot of folks have been popping up with this water pump issue, and in a way, I feel guilty about what I've been saying about water pumps, but in a way, I see everybody's getting educated, the news is getting out, and what you all need to know about the water pumps. And the fact of the matter is, if you look at the number of edges on the road and the number of water pumps going out, granted, we may not know everything about them, but here's the thing. I think it comes down to driving style and maintenance, coolant, all that stuff. But, for me, I've never had a water pump fail. Yeah, knock on wood, right? If I have a water pump fail, I am willing to bet the water pump that fails will be Blueberry before Lou. Just because of the way Blueberry's driven. All city, stop and start. That's a lot more tension on things, a lot more stress. So, yes, John, I think Lou will break 300,000, and we'll see what it does. I only got about another 50-some thousand miles to go. So, we'll get there. I'll be at the 250,000 mark here probably before September, before we have our meetup. I'll be over that. So, we'll be on to peaking at the 300,000 mile mark. So we'll just be going there. Billy Young, you're going to replace your brakes. You can use any brake lube you want. I use the CRC Similac ceramic brake grease. So far, it hasn't failed me. It works. It sticks on. It doesn't wash off, and it's a high temp brake grease. So that's what I stick with, and I've never had a problem with it. So that's it. You might need a special tool. I don't know what year your Edge is, but make sure that you do have the special tool for the rear emergency brake calipers if you have a 2011 Plus, so that you can twist and push those pistons in at the same time, and that'll make life easier for you. You can rent it, buy it, whatever you want to do. I bought one because I figure I'll be using it a lot, but that's what you need to do. But make sure you change them rotors and pads and grease everything up. Clean off the rust. Don't wire brush. Scrape. Get that rust buildup off of there. Get it down to metal again, and then grease it up good. That's about the best thing I can say. If you're going to pull out the rubber boots on the front calipers, I do highly recommend that when you go to pull them back through after you clean them, if you're going to reuse them, which I say buy new ones, tie a string onto the end, push a string through with a screwdriver, and then pull, and that brake rubber caliper boot will pop right out where you need it. Yes, tip for the day. That's what I learned. Tie a string onto it, feed it through the screwdriver, then pull the string, and that rubber boot goes all the way through the front caliper. Sweet. I'm going to pass you, Bill, because you're not driving, or John, you're not driving your Ecoline much. I thought last time I saw it, the axle was sitting on the floor. It can't go very far that way. Oh. But, yeah, just tons of things going on, and just trying to stay up with the editing and everything else. I think I have 4 or 5 videos in the queue that I have to edit. Just haven't done it yet. As far as the valve cover video and the motor mount video, it's going to be a few weeks. During the 4th of July, I think I put out 1 video a day practically. Sometimes I go in spurts like that, and then there might be a week or so. But I do have one, I think, this coming week. I'll pop up around Wednesday or so. I'll just schedule it for release about that time, and then you guys can watch that one. That'll buy me some time for getting editing done over the weekend or something. But Steven, can you drive Lou in September? I have fits when my wife drives Lou. It just bugs me. I don't know why. But of course, that's just me. I may, but I'm not going to guarantee it. Mario, how you doing, Mario? Glad you're there. Rob, glad to see you join up on the group too. Who else we got going? I'm going to go back and look because everybody's typing all sorts of stuff. All sorts of different things there. Holy cow. Got about 8, 9 of you now. Wow, 10. Holy cow. Welcome. Coming and going. Yes. Yes. Don't like to share. I'm going to... Why haven't you gotten a new rental, Bill? Well, Karen, I don't have a 2007 through 2010 Edge. All I have is 2011s. And magically, Ford stopped using Takata airbags on January 1st, I guess. That's strange, isn't it? They include all of them right up to, and then magically switch their airbags. I'm very sneakily suspicious of this whole maneuver. So I think there's more to come. There's just so many they can't keep up with it. So they're doing it in stages and hoping nobody has problems. Let's see. Well, the APIM, that thing there needs to be replaced, John. That's all I can tell you. You just got to replace it and reprogram it. Expensive little booger, and nobody will repair the darn thing. Tried many places, and nobody repairs them. Yeah, Kieran, I got lucky on the airbag, but imagine if I'd kept driving the old Orange Crush. That thing would have like 400,000 miles on it or more now. And I don't know if they'd even let me get a rental. That is one Ford they'd probably say, can we just buy it from you? We'll give you $500 for it. It's bad enough I got the Ford dealer calling me like every month because they know that Lou has a lot of miles on it and they smell blood in the water and they're doing their best to get me to get into another Edge. And I told them that, you know, to set them off, I told them, well, call me back when the STs are on the lot. So, bought me some time. As soon as the ST's on a lot, they might be sitting in my driveway with one. Who knows? Let's see. John, $250 for an APIM. That's a pretty good price. I've seen them. They've been selling a lot higher than that. So that's a pretty good deal compared to what they were as far as the APIM. You know. And what does the APIM stand for? Auxiliary Protocol Interface Module. Yeah, there you go. You can say that 3 times real fast for me. Steven, you're getting an ST on the lot on August 8th in a month. Well, you'll have to take pictures of it for me. But it's all in kilometers and all that other stuff. I wouldn't know how to drive it. You know, the speedometer would be wrong. Oh, Ford employee cost. Okay, I see what you're doing. Being sneaky, aren't you? Getting that thing at employee cost. That means when they charge me $950, that's the markup for that thing. Holy cow! That's pricey. That's a pretty good markup for just a computer module. But let's see, what else was it? Yeah, I found something very unusual. You guys know the 2.3 liter Ford Ranger oil filter and the Ford Edge oil filter, the Boss filter, right? Check this out. You guys won't believe it. A 3.5 liter Ford Edge runs on this oil filter. Yeah. Check this sucker out. Look at that. Look at that. Holy cow! Look how big that thing is. For a 2.3 liter Ford Ranger. This thing's like a barrel. I couldn't believe it when it came in. That thing's humongous. Makes me want to put it on my edge, but it won't fit. If it did, I'd put it on there. That's a lot of oil filler there. You got some good flow going on. Apparently that 2.3 needs it. I don't know. But that just seemed like it. Let's see, John. Matrix price 3 times for you, Bill. Yeah, I ain't going you to get any help for parts then. How about you gonna charge me for those U-clips or whatever those things are I lost? $10 a piece? Oh, it's a training ST. It has like training wheels on it for you, Steven, or what? They got it in like the My Key mode, so you can't go more than 30 miles an hour. You're only allowed to drive it in the parking lot. Let's see. Holy cow. Yeah. But going on for the water pumps, you guys all diverted my attention. I'm easily diverted. Squirrel! Anyway, water pumps. Going back to that. You know, how people drive them, take care of them. I don't want people to think that they're going to blow up, folks. If I got in my edge with 242,000 miles and thought, well, gee, the water pump's going to blow any second, I'd never get anything done. You know, you get in it, you check the water, you know, the coolant. If the coolant's up, you're good to go. That's all you got to watch. If you start seeing coolant go down, boom. Here's the other caveat to it. If you're really worried about your water pump, then, like I do an oil test. You don't have to pay for the expensive one. Just get the basic one. Check the oil. $28. No water, no coolant in the oil. You're good to go. Okay? And then you're rest assured. Check it again later. Watch your coolant level. Coolant level is key, folks. If you go to your edge and open in the morning and the jug is empty, you got a problem. That's all there is to it. Okay? Don't start it. You're done. And if you saw my oil test video for the blends, then you would understand that where does the water go? That's right. Water is heavier than oil. So when you check your oil, if it's all the way up the dipstick, that tells you your oil pan's full of water. Yeah. It's very simple. So if you got a way high level oil, all that water is down at the bottom. And guess what's down at the bottom of your oil pan? That's right, the oil pickup. So what are you actually getting in your engine? You're lubricating it with water. Boom. Don't drive it. Get it fixed, get it repaired. Some say the consensus is if the water pump goes, just replace the engine. I guess it depends how quickly you catch it, but a lot of used engines out there, so it's your call. You know what you want to do. Do you want to fix an engine that had water running through it and the bearings and all that stuff, or do you just want a used engine that supposedly has a good water pump? So it's your choice. I do know that if Lou goes, I'm going to make sure I have my dash cam and my camera and my phone. And if I start seeing high temps going and see that Lou's starting to have problems with the water pump, might make for a good video. Told Manos, he says, what are you going to do if your water pump starts going while you're heading down the highway? Floor it. I'm going to push it until I see connecting rods flying out of the hood, and I got pistons and spark plugs zinging around inside the cabin of the edge. Yeah, my hard hat and safety glasses on, go for the ride. Then I'll do a push, pull, and drag right to John Martin's garage, and he could change the engine out for me. Drag it up to Chicago. Here, change the engine. I'll take his edge. Bring it back another 20,000 miles on it. Yeah, that'll work. Anyway. Let's see, what is it? Steven's going to drive. He's still set on driving Lou. It's an Edge, Steven. I don't know what the difference is, but I'll let you drive it. You can, satisfy your curiosity that it drives like any other Edge. It really does. There's nothing special about it. There really isn't. It's just a high mileage Edge. That's all it is. So, give you bragging rights, I guess, when you go back to Canada and say, hey, I drove a Edge with like 250,000 miles on it or something. But, well, Steven, as far as bullet holes in Lou, you know what? You just don't go into that neighborhood. It's pretty simple. Here's Steven, so they hid the admin keys to the SD. Yeah, I can imagine that. John, I will handle the sports 22-inch wheels. Give me a chance to drive them and see how they handle. I've never driven an Edge with 22-inch wheels. Never, ever. So, that'd be interesting. But I'll make sure that I wear the tires out for you. I hear they're cheap. Let's see. Okay, what else was it that I wanted to cover? PTUs. Yes, PTUs. Had a couple members come on, and we're talking about PTUs and a little short education process on the PTU. Originally, Ford designed the PTU. Prior to that, they put it in the Ford Edge. And they initially designed it so it only had like, I think it was 11 ounces of gear lube, 75 140. They didn't know any better. They ran that for a while, then PTU started dying, and then they ran those all for the first gen for 2007 through 2010. Then people started saying, well, the dealership says, Ford says it's a lifetime fluid. They stuck with that. Lifetime fluid. Meanwhile, that PTU is getting baked and cooked, and the grease is boiling out of it and everything else. So then 2011 comes around, and they still have the same PTU. Didn't change it, really. Same thing. But they did start for the police interceptor vehicles, tossing in later on what they call a drain plug. But, and the Middle East got them too. But the commercial version, still 2011 to the consumer, did not have a drain plug. They negated that. Same amount of oil. The PI version started getting coolant running through them. They started doing things to them and changing what they did to the PTU. It still had the same amount of fluid in it. That was essentially cooking off and grenading on them. But they did add the drain plug, and the PI unit started getting regular fluid changes. So they lasted longer. But commercial side, us the consumer still didn't get it. We're drilling We're drilling holes through it, to drain the fluid out. And when we go to drill the hole, all we get is grease, and then we got to refill it and then slosh it around and clean it off. That's fine. So the PTUs, Middle East, got the drain plug. The police interceptor units got the drain plug. And again, consumers still stocked till 2015 when Ford, decided to then upgrade the PTU to more fluid. That's right. They upgraded like 16, 18 ounces. They went up about 6 or 7 ounces more of the gear lube. Still the same quality gear lube. They didn't change that. But they put a drain plug, and then they put a ducted intake to blow air into the PTU along with, I think, the coolant interchange on it to help cool it down. Okay? And other shielding they're trying to put in there. So they've done a lot. They've added it. And then for the 2015 Plus that has the drain plugs now, yeah, they also say change the fluid every 20,000 miles. It's no longer a lifetime fluid. But if you go to the garage, the same PTU, the garage will tell you, oh, it's lifetime fluid for all the 27 through 2014s. Lifetime fluid. Okay? So they've accepted the fact that they got a product that they got to change. They installed a plug. They put in more air flow to it to cool it off. But yet they sell the old units manufactured all the time without a drain plug. Now, how hard would it be for them to actually put in a drain plug in the new manufactured aftermarket units? Well, some companies are capitalizing on this. And I did talk to one that is in my state, and they capitalize on it too much. They took a rebuilt PTU, redid it all, put a drain plug on it, and then they charge $200 more for the thing, and it's remanufactured. It's not new. You can buy a new one and go out and buy the parts, drill a hole in it for $20. Okay, so you got to watch what you're buying, but you got to. And my whole thing to Ford is, well, why don't you just start making the cases with a drain plug in them? In the new Ford Motorcraft OEM PTU replacements, it would be so simple. Yeah, you change the die just a little bit and just drill a hole in it. That's all you got to do. But they ain't doing it. They don't want to do it. And they're selling a lot of them, making money off of them, and y'all buying them. And, now, why will I buy a second gen? Because it has a drain plug. And makes it easier. You know, I learned a long time ago, don't buy them. But you got to have what you got to have, right? Let's see, what are we talking about here? I got to play catch up. Let's see. Alan, how you doing, Alan? Catching up here. Thanks for joining up. John, let's see. What, John? No problem. Good. I hate the hand cooks. You got hand cooks on that thing. 12 to 16 ounces. Okay, for the fluid. Lifetime of the PTU. What's an ounce? That's something. It's a steak, Steven. It's a steak. Just go buy a porterhouse. They're all in ounces. Alan, Bill, did you get the T-shirt? Alan, I didn't get any T-shirts. I don't know what you're talking about there. If you want to message me, Alan, with what you're talking about, then I didn't get any T-shirt in the mail. Unless my wife got it, and my wife steals all my T-shirts. I buy T-shirts, and she steals them. Oh, where did you get the T-shirt? Okay, go to MACTgarage.com, click on the social media, and then you'll see the T-shirts for sale. And it's not just T-shirts. You can buy anything there. You can ask for any special apparel, but they do have all the T-shirts there. AK Printing does it all for me. I don't even touch them. They make them, you order them, and you'll have it within about 2 weeks or so. Because they do the run, then they do the mailing out and all this stuff. You'll get a tracking number, everything. It's all legit. A lot of people got it. And this, see that? Oh, I can't even get my finger right. See that T-shirt right there? Yeah, that one, Ford Edge ST. They sent me that one. Yeah, buddy. How many of you got a Ford Edge ST T-shirt? Yes, but go to MACTgarage.com, get the T-shirts. And also the stickers are there. Click on that donate button. You can buy the stickers, Band of One, and the MACT stickers. So make sure you go ahead and do that too. And this is one of the t-shirts, but there's other ones available. You probably saw me wear it with the Ford Oval and MACT and all this stuff. That's special design. He'll sell you that one too. Also with the picture with MACT. You can pick 3 different types of t-shirts, and the new ones have all the sleeve stuff and the MACT Garage on the back. So you got a lot of choices, folks. The t-shirts are looking pretty slick, and you know, folks, if you want to help support me in this channel and on YouTube and this group, buy the t-shirts, okay? Buy the stickers. They really do help support, and you get something in return. So, you know, help me out. Go to the website, do that. And also, don't forget to register on the map. Click on the map, find your location, put in the information. It doesn't ask for your home address. It just asks for your name and the type of edge you have in city and state. That's all it is. It helps you locate friends and amigos next to you that may be living near you. That's right. Compadres, whatever. You find somebody that you want to meet, have coffee with, talk about your edges, or help each other repair. This is a community to help. And I go around. Let's see. Met people in Indiana. At the Rochelle, I met a few folks from Wisconsin, Indiana. I've been to see other group members. I went down to Florida and met with Lego and his wife and their son. You know, I like to meet the folks, and this is a good opportunity to do that. Yes, Alan, MACTGarage.com is my website. It is all things Ford Edge. I think if you go to it, you'll find there's a lot more to it than you think. There's a lot there, so make sure you go check it out. It's well worth the effort to bookmark it and go there. And we got parts laid out for you, all sorts of information. Makes it easier to locate stuff so you can begin your shopping and buying stuff that you need to have for parts. But it also lets you know what parts are available for your edge, and definitely helps you in that manner. And if you scroll down at the bottom of the front page of MACT Ford Edge, you'll also find out what my favorite energy food is. Can anybody here go down there and look and see what my favorite energy food is? There, looks like Steven beat me to it there. Alan, he posted the link to the web page, so go there and check it out. I think you'll find that it's a pretty good deal. I'm not going to put the t-shirts on Amazon. They're, quite frankly, ain't selling enough of them to do that. You know, haven't sold a t-shirt in 2 months. Y'all don't like t-shirts. I'm just saying. I have literally not sold any t-shirts for months. I haven't really sold any stickers either. I haven't been pushing it hard and reminding y'all. You know, I hate to push y'all into something you don't want to do. You know, if you wanted to do it, you'd be getting on there and getting them. So, but occasionally I do put them out, let you know, hey, we do have the t-shirts, we do have the stickers, and then usually I get a few orders in and stuff like that. But you know, it's not a money-making deal for me. So, and the low volume of it's just there. That's all it is. It's just there. But it does show community. So, if you guys like it, buy them. Buy them for your whole family. There you go. Well, Steven, I don't know what to tell you about your t-shirt. It is creepy. It's creepy that you got a t-shirt and you didn't even order it. Ugh. Oh my gosh, that's creepy. But what else we got? Let's see. All sorts of stuff going on here, folks talking. But the PTUs, yeah. Don't get scared of those things. The best way you can save your PTU is by changing the fluid. Okay, and I spent a lot of effort, time, and everything else, money, everything went into this. and it turns out that the Redline lightweight shockproof, yes, they say it's not for the edge, will work in the PTU and the RDU. It will clean it, it will keep it running good, and it keep it lubricated. Change it out about every, I guess, 20,000 miles, and you should be in great shape. And you know, when you change it, you'll see that stuff doesn't even come out black. It comes out like bluish green color. Yeah, it hardly changes color. It's got a lot of calcium in it and lubricants and everything else, and that keeps it working good. The calcium gets used up over time, but the calcium is supposed to do that because it's preventing wear, and eventually it gets used up. But if you change it about every, you know, you can do your own testing on it, and we got people doing that. Unfortunately, I don't have an all-wheel drive Edge to put a lot of miles on, so I can't produce testing as rapid as I'd like to. But we do have multiple people that are taking and using it, so we'll be getting tests, and then we'll know the truth of it. Come here, Cassie. Oh, so you know, just keep that in mind. The Redline lightweight shockproof is definitely something that you want to you know, watch for and use in your PTU and RDU. It's not a bad deal, and she's scared. Somebody's shooting fireworks, so she got scared on me. This is my puppy dog. Yes, Cassie, little Shih Tzu. She's 13 years old, half blind now, so you know, nice little puppy dog. But anyway, yeah, change the PTU. That's all I can tell y'all. Change the PTU, gear lube, and I do strongly recommend the Redline lightweight shockproof. I think you'll find that it's very comparable in price. Okay, I'm not getting paid for telling you guys to use this stuff. I'm going by the data. So if I had a PTU, that's what I'd be using. Plain and simple. That's what I'd be using. Good lubrication, and I think it'll withstand the heat better because it is on a thinner viscosity, but it does run like it's supposed to as far as the 140. So you can't go wrong with it. You really can't. Change it on a regular basis, and your PTU will be great. Let's see. 2018 Robert, yes, your PTU does have a drain plug. So you know, drain it. And quite frankly, if you bought it new and it has that Motorcraft stuff from the factory in it, you can drain it and put the Redline in there. That's what I'd do. If you're worried about warranty, I mean, if the PTU fails, I have never heard of any Ford garage say, "Oh, your PTU failed. We're going to do an oil analysis on your PTU." Never heard of it. Not once. They're so used to those things failing that they don't even question it. Okay, they know what the problem is. So that's why they're putting drain plugs in them. Now they want you to change it. So you're not going to have a problem with that. RDU, rear differential unit. You know, in the back of the car that drives the rear wheels, there's a differential there. Yeah, you can change that, but that don't have a drain plug. That you have to either suck the fluid out or pull the cover off and drain it that way, the old-fashioned way, like the old trucks. So, you know, you can suck it out, throw a vacuum pump in there like a Mighty Vac suction pump, or go Stevens route and spend $100 on an air compressor vacuum pump. But I just got the regular Pella pump one, and that would probably do it too. Suck it, stick it down in there, suck what you can out, then just add new. Eventually it all cycles through. Oh, I guess, yeah, the filler plug, John. Yeah, you just suck it out through the filler plug. I'm just saying it don't have a drain plug. You know, old school, right? Oh, well. But, What else we got going on here? The PTUs, I covered those. Lot of folks mistaking things going on with their fans too. Yeah, those fans. Everybody wants to go out and here's the thing about the fans that I can tell you for sure. You know it's a fan failure and not a water pump. Okay. If you're driving over 45 mile an hour, and 45 mile an hour is that magic number I've determined. If you're going over 45 mile an hour, your fans will essentially shut down. They will. They'll just go to zero. As long as you maintain over 45 mile an hour, then the airflow through the radiator, condenser, and everything is sufficient to help cool the engine, and fans don't need to run. Saves energy, saves labor, you know, all this other stuff that the engine has to do to run the alternator and all this other stuff. So, but once you get below 45, you start doing start and stop, you know, type traffic in town, then what happens is then if the fans aren't running, if it's the condenser one, then your AC won't work very good. If it's the cooling one, then you'll have a problem there with the engine overheating. But if you get moving again and the AC starts working and the engine starts cooling down, then you know it's your fans. Yes, then you need to buy new fans. You can buy Dorman, TYC, any other brand you want to buy at your own peril. Okay, I've said this over and over again. Buy them at your own peril. If you like doing the work twice, buy those. If you only want to do it once, buy the OEM fans. Now, what did I do? I bought a fan for Blueberry, and I replaced Blueberry's fans. Why? Because my wife idles all the time. All the time. She probably got 200,000 hours on the fans, but she only got 100,000 miles on the darn car. So I decided to replace the fans with new fans, OEM, Motorcraft, before they failed. And I put the old fans in the garage. Well, here's the deal. Lou's got high mileage but low usage on fans. If those fans were ever die, I'll take those old fans that are in the garage and put them in low, because I know they won't run very long and they still work. So I won't have to buy another set of fans. That's the way I'm doing it. You know, I got my own proverbial parts department in my office here behind me. I can change injectors. If you say, oh, I need an injector tomorrow, I got injectors. I need a thermal bypass valve, I got that. I got coils. I need coils, I got coils. I have belts, I have all sorts of parts ready to go. If I want to change parts, I can do it. So if I need an accessory belt for the pump, I got the serpentine, I got the accessory belt, I can change those now if I had to. Even got the tensioner, so you know I'm all set. I got everything. And why did I do it? Because I don't like to wait for parts. I want to have them. And since I got 2 Ford Edges, what are the chances of me needing those parts? So yeah, I got them. Already got them. Saves me a little time and effort. But I also got oxygen sensors already ready to go. Gosh, I got all sorts of stuff. You know. Got my oil test kits. Yeah, see, you even got the oil test kits right here. And I have a belt. Yeah. Got another belt. Stretchy belt. I have all sorts of stuff ready to go. So, you know, be prepared. Be like the Boy Scout, right? Yeah, John, we all know we got to shut her down. Otherwise, she goes into lip mode and runs on every other cylinder, pumps air to try to cool it down. The best bet is to shut her down. Let her cool. Okay? And once she cools down, then you're going to want to make sure that, I don't know, park her off to the side and let her really cool down, and then try to get home, I guess. But, you know, if it's in stop-and-go traffic, you're not going to make it. You're going to do more damage than good, so you want to make sure you're doing that. I didn't know I could tour the sriracha facility where they make sriracha, Steven. I guess me and Mano are going to go there and tour it. Karen, I test my oil every oil change. Why? Because I'm building a database of used oils on the edges as they go, and essentially so we can literally track the life cycle of lube as the engine wears. Does it seem crazy? I'll have $1,000 in oil testing, but we'll see how the Duratec progresses, how its life cycle is, how much wear metals did it have. And quite frankly, most of my wear metals are at or below universal averages for the Duratec. So even though Lou's high mileage, Lou is behaving like an engine with half her miles. Go on, Cat. So, I think it's going to be valuable data later for people that are curious and want to track and see what's going on, and for you all to learn what is a good reading. I mean, if your oil test can't beat Lou's, then you got a problem, maybe. That's all I can tell you. Because if yours comes in with higher wear metals than Lou, you might want to change your oil. And I will tell you, I did learn that lesson. I did change the oil to a different viscosity oil. I had higher wear metals. I got rid of that oil, and that was. And I'll tell you straight up, if you're running 0W20 in your Duratec, stop now. Change the oil. Get it out of there. The worst oil test I ever got was on 0W20. And I'm going to say this, that it was AMSOIL, but I'm also going to say any 0W20 oil, okay? AMSOIL just was a choice at that time, and it did not do the job, okay? It had higher wear metals. It was highlighted in the oil report. I got rid of it, went back to 520, synthetic, nothing special, and guess what? Wear metals went way down. So 0W20 is not for the Duratec. Don't use it. Do not use it. The Duratec does not like it. As far as your oil changes go, if you do all city driving, go 100 hours. If you are doing city highway driving, 150 hours. If you're doing all highway driving, 200 hours. Now, what does this mean to me or you in hours? Most of you will have an hours meter. Like you, Karen, you have one in your edge. You can track your hours. It goes up to 99.9 hours, and it cycles over. Your trip meter will go to 9,999.9 miles. So track it. Then once the hours turns over, or it gets to 100 hours, 99.99, then if it's all city driving, change your oil, irregardless of the number of miles you have on it. Because oil hours, hours on your oil makes a bigger impact on accuracy than does miles. Because my wife might only drive 2,000 miles in 6 months, but she has 100 hours on the engine. Go figure. Okay, so that's what you need to do, is pay attention to the hours. Far more accurate because of the idle times and everything else. And every minute your edge idles at a stoplight or a stop sign or in heavy traffic is hours the engine's running. It's wearing out the oil. So, hours is far more accurate. That's why I turn all my testing in for hours. And Blackstone is like, yeah, I'm not the only one anymore that does hours. I guess they're feeling I've started a trend because now they're getting a lot more Duratex in hours rather than miles, which sort of throws off their scales a little bit. They can sort of track me by miles because I do it so regularly that they just look at the last test to the next test and they figure out how many miles I had on it. But they do document everything in hours. So But they liked my last test. You know, said keep on trucking, looking good. I had nothing that showed up that was bad. Everything is spot on at universal averages or below. So good to go. I haven't done the hours video yet, Steven, because you sent me that hours video, and I'm still trying to figure out how am I going to edit that thing to make any sense. I was hoping something a little different. I'll make it work, but holy cow. Oh, I'm going to have to teach you how to do video. That's all I can tell you. Oh, carry the Blackstone test do it every oil change for a while till you get a feeling that you know where your edge is at. Okay, I know you changed your water pump, so that ain't a big concern. But if you do a couple at first, every oil change, and then after that, once you're satisfied, then do it every once a year or something, once every twice a year. That'll tell you what you're doing, and you'll be comfortable with what you got. But you want to start a baseline, as they say. So for the first couple oil changes, check and have it tested. Then you know where you're at. You can see if you got any trend going anywhere, and then they'll tell you it's good or bad. And then after that, once a year, twice a year, depending on your driving, then you'll be fine. Then you can monitor it, as they say. But if you're doing regular oil changes, you shouldn't have a problem. Yeah, it might be, John, as far as the engine's running, but, stop and think about it. You got all the people that go pick up their kids at school. They're parked there. They're idling, waiting for their kids twice a day, dropping them off, whatever they're doing. A lot of idle time, okay? And that all adds up. It all adds up dramatically. Now, my wife is... she started working, and that has dramatically reduced the amount of idle time because now she don't go early. She goes on time and picks them up, so she's not sitting there idling because she's got to be certain places. So the edge is moving more now, so Blueberry is moving more, and the miles are adding up more. So I'm waiting for Blueberry's last test on the oil. It was an oil cocktail, and I drove Blueberry down to Clearwater, Florida, and back from Iowa, and I'm waiting for that oil test to come back and see, because I had a lot more hours on it. I think it was close to 150 hours on it this time, but we had, almost 2,600 miles of highway driving, so I figured we're good to go. But I did the test. I'm waiting. I'm figuring this coming week I'll have the test on that, and I'll know the results. Okay, folks. Let's see. Don't see a whole lot here. We got 7 of you on, and I just didn't want to be on much more than an hour. We're already over that hour, so I do thank you all for joining in on this MACT Live. And I think I'm going to call it quits here. It's after 8 o'clock, and I'm going to go enjoy a little family time here with my daughters and my wife, and see what other kind of mischief everybody's getting into. But hey, remember, join MACTFORDEDGE on this group. Also the YT channel, folks. Join the YT. Subscribe to it. The MACT Garage YT and the MACT Ford Edge YT. More subscribers, the better it is, and I appreciate it. So make sure you do that. Remember, my feet at the floor today, and I'm having a great day. My prayers are for all the members that are having certain issues this week and ongoing, and I do hope all you get the help you need and also get better and move on and move forward. With that being said, I'm going to take and let y'all go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, because I am going